weird how life turns and events, you know, things can change so fast. Like I was telling you earlier about like how like 1 minute I'm sitting there with a house, owning a house, and then flat dead broke, right? Nothing. You know, even lost the person that like I love the most, my wife, right? That was hard. I've had like friends killed in front of me, and it never hurt like being told that she was like gone, you know? It was like really, I don't know, different kind of experience. You got your good times and you got your bad times, right? And that was just like the worst. I think that put me on a kind of backwards spiral, because when I was with her, she put me in a good area. She put me in a good spot. Like, you know, like I was doing really well. You know, she's put me in that right mind frame. And then it's like when she passed away, it was like I found myself retracting back to those like old kind of ways, you know. She wasn't there to say, hey, what are you doing, stupid, you know, or whatever. We gotta learn lessons, right, in life. Some people learn them, some people don't. You know, the ones that learn them, they seem to live a longer life, longer, better, more prosperous. But even to have a rough life, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. You know what I mean? It's like you can take so much from negativity and learn and turn it into positivity. You know, like I went to school, right? Like growing up, and if you knew about the things that I'd done, and you'd be like, yo, you're a bad motherfucker. And then it was like, and then you know my intentions now, you'd be like, wow, that's so fucking, that's so good. You know, because I have like an opportunity right now to go to Vancouver and be a life coach. Like real talk, making like really good money. And I just can't leave this, right? I can't leave this. I don't know why. I can't break a habit, right? One of those bad spots. And like I don't want to go up there and then like be like coaching these people and giving these people advice and showing these people the ways of how to do things. Meanwhile, I'm high on drugs. I don't think that's fair. You know what I mean? You know, I didn't go to school for X amount of years just to do something like that, right? So it's kind of holding me back, like my bad times right now. You know, but you know, I got kids too. You know, they keep my spirits alive, right? You know, I got 6 daughters. You know, it's pretty crazy, but you know, yeah, I have a special spot in my heart, right? Am I allowed to show you portraits?
Yeah.
Like on my back?
Yeah, for sure. Okay,
so when my wife passed away, I went to prison afterwards and whatever, and it was like I got like, while I was there, people do art, amazing artwork. Like I'm telling you, like when you see this, you're gonna be like, yeah, right, that's in jail, like with the actual like CD Walkman. You know, it's like crazy. Hello?
I'm just gonna leave some cookies.
Okay, yeah, those are bomb. Yeah. Thank you.
It's the cookie lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I show you?
Thank you.
New identity, sure. I have one chicken dinner. Would you like that?
Yeah, I'd love it.
Okay, it's chicken breast and last one. I made it so it's all clean and good.
Okay, thank you.
Take care, darling.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. See ya.
Thank you.
It's pretty tight, huh?
I've been seeing her do that the whole time now since I've been coming here.
Like that guy was just saying, like, you know, people can have the right intentions, right? Which we just seen. We think, oh, this one. For all I know, that's pure poison. Pure something else, and she's just so conniving and whatever that she just wants to give to everybody else. She got it. You know, like that person get AIDS, contracts AIDS, next thing they're in the subway poking people with their needle full of blood.
Yeah.
People do shit like that. Like they're just vindictive, right? They're very vindictive humans.
She doesn't seem like the type, but I know what you're saying.
I can see the crazy in her. I can see the cat lady.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. Cat lady screams out. Yeah, it's hard to get at my back right now because of my shirts and whatnot.
Are these your daughters?
Yeah, these are 2 of my daughters. I have, like I said, I have 6 kids, right? But it's like I gotta get all my kids on me, right? So it's like my kids are saying, "Well, where's me? Where's me? What about me, boo?" I'm like, okay, I'll get your names, and I got a lot of tattoos too.
Yeah, I see that.
I think artwork is it's like an expression of who you are, like, you know what I mean, kind of, and like maybe even like, like a lot of people see, oh, look at that dragon, it's so cool, and they get a dragon because it's like a cool thing. It's not something that means anything to them. It's just because it's cool. But it's like everything on my body that I got is like, it means something, right? So that's my kids, 2 of them. It's Leah, Faith. When I had her, we called her Leah Faith because it was like leap of faith.
Yeah.
Let
me just get a little closer.
And then Avery, I haven't even met her. Like, she's 9 years old, I haven't even met her. Like, for my prison bid and everything else, and it was just like, it's crazy. And then my wife, so I got the cross for my wife.
Yeah.
I started with that, it was based around that. And then on the bottom, there's supposed to be a fallen angel, and she's lying there like on her back with wings. It didn't get finished though. But I want the guy that did like the work to finish it himself. Because it's like getting another artist to go and getting his creativity. Everybody has their own creativities, right?
Yeah.
Has their own mind. Good?
Yeah.
So it's
They're
like
beautiful.
Thank you. So it's like I don't know. Life's hard right now. Life's shitty. But they say it's like a setback is only, how's it go again? A setback is only it's like for something good to happen, you know what I mean? Just like, it's like, don't worry about what's happening right now, just get by it, so there's better things to come, you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like, don't always dwell, like stay on negativity, because if your mind's always negative, that's gonna bring negative energy, and negative energy brings negative towards it, you know what I mean? It's like magnets, you know, like let's cling on to each other, right? So if you're positive, you see those rich people, they all sit in the yacht clubs, and they laugh and they talk and they shoot the shit and whatever like that, but then they go home and then they're like, yo, fuck that bill, man, that guy's a fucking, like, you know what I mean? They're just talking pure shit. It's like why did you just go do what you just did? And because people have to fake a funk, you know, fake it till you make it type of shit, right?
Yeah.
You know, like people usually aren't even money, they come from money, right? So they're just they're not even, like, if I was to come across, say, $100 million, right? Like, real talk, I would take half of that money and I would like donate it to like whatever charitable like kind of things that I think I would see fit, right? That I think would be worth it or work, right? And then the other half I would just spend it when I needed to see fit, right? I wouldn't be foolish and dumb and like, you know. I say that now because it's like I've had so much in my life already, and I was so stupid with it that I shouldn't be where I am right now, right? You know what I mean? Like, that's when you learn from your mistakes, right? And if you don't, then fuck, get ready for a long, terrible ride, right?
What brought you here? Like, what, like, because you're in this encampment in the park here. Like, what, you want to talk about that a little bit?
What brought me here into this encampment? You know what? It could be a multitude of things. It could be like, I grew up like, okay, most of my life I've been in jail, right? So it's like I've been stuck and confined to an area of, say, 12 by 10 or, you know, 10 by 8, whatever. And it's like you have a lot of a time alone. It's a lot of, like, you know, alone time. And it's like right now, when you leave, I'll be alone. You know, I'll just be sitting here. I'll be doing my art, something I enjoy, right? Keeps my mind like, you know, in a good spot. I don't know, man. It's like, and that's the thing, like with this job too that I have, like a life coach. Like, I'm gonna be a life coach.
Talk about that a little if you want.
Fuck, life coach was like, hey buddy, you know where I was last week? Slamming my arm with fentanyl, fucking smoking crack, doing whatever the fucking, yeah, going like, okay, so you need to.
They like, want life experience, though. You know, you can't read out of a book and coach somebody.
These, that's why I went to me in my life. I've done drugs my whole life, right? Like I was raised up in it. Like my family were doing it, whatever, right? So it's like drugs were growing up a negative thing, a bad thing. Like I know they were taboo, but like now they're it's weird now. Drugs are just a weird thing. It's like weed's just weed, you know. Let's smoke. Everyone just walks down the street smoking, and no one hides it anymore. And it's just, you know. And then there's these new things like fentanyl. Like back in the day, you could walk up to someone, not know them, and say, "Yo, you got crack," and they'd sell you crack. Now you walk up to someone, you don't even know who's dealing. For one, back in the day, you knew who was the dealer. You knew that guy's a dealer. Stay away from him. He's bad. That person's a dealer. Stay away from them. Most likely bad. It doesn't mean they're a bad person, but they're around bad environments and bad people, right? You know what I mean? Which can make them bad, right? So it's like, but now it's like you got all these kids, like, you know what I mean? Like watching all this bullshit on TV and taking in all the wrong messages, right? And they're trying to like be something too fast, like, you know what I mean? I honestly, I think if the TV wasn't created, it'd be a way better world. Real shit. The TV wasn't created, this world would be so different, and it wouldn't be bad.
And social media.
There would be some social media. There would be like conversations. There would be like understanding. There would be like commitment. You know, there would be like everything, like just everything that you wish really that existed. It would be. You know what I mean? Like literally, TV. It just manipulates you. You know, it's propaganda. There's the propaganda aspect of it, and then there's all the stuff that they want you to see, right? Like, you know, like the states and whatever, and they show you 9/11, and they show you like all these things. They're most likely set up by themselves anyway. It's probably not even a person that actually did these things. Like, there's all kinds of different, this is what happens, and that's like, there's all different stories about like how that all went down. But, you know, me personally, I think Bush did it himself. I think he set that whole thing up. Remember, he went to school with Bin Laden, right? They went to school together, right? And then his company, Bin Laden's company, worked for Bush's, like Bush Senior and whatnot, and worked for them and did jobs and whatnot. And now they're responsible for flying planes into one of the most watched and guarded places in the world, New York City. Like, that's New York City. That's the Big Apple. That's like the most, well, if anybody knows anything about the world, it's New York City, LA, Hollywood, right? And now Toronto, because of Drake, you know, whatever, right? You know, he puts it out there. But it's like, look at that propaganda. If I wasn't smart and well read, I wouldn't know half the places in the world and like know all the things that I know. Like, I had to go out and find my knowledge, right? You know, I wouldn't have found it, not on a TV or a phone or whatever like that, like a smartphone. And that's another thing, a smartphone. Why it's smart? People are so stupid now, right? They're so arrogant, and it's like, and no one's paying attention. Too busy on their smartphone, right? Trying to get smarter, right? It's like, okay, you still had to take that time, look up what you just looked up, and read what you still probably would have had to read in a book in a library anyway, right? But it is easier, right? And then comes that selfish aspect. I'd rather go on a smartphone myself and look up that thing than go to the library and fucking be a nerd and sit there, hey guys, read a book. But yeah, so many things.
I want to get some tights on what you're drawing, if you don't mind.
Yeah, well, CK, this is winter. This was crazy because this just took part today. I like all my pictures to be one of a kinds, never the same. And it takes me fucking hours and hours, and I just keep going over. But so here's the W, the I, N, T, E, R. Okay, everything's all connected. There's holes in all the letters that lead into the next letter. So I'll start here, and then I'll do the whole top, and I'll never stop. I'll never take my pen off the pad of paper. But then I'm sitting there today, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with this picture? And it was sitting like this towards me, and I seen like a face.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm like, hold on a second. Okay, I'll go with that. I'll just go with eyes, you know. So I'll just draw eyes. I'll like all through the whole contour of, because of how I made the spaces. It just happened that way. So I can put another eye here, put another eye here, maybe an eye there. Put an eye here.
You want to just draw some?
Yeah, just what I've been doing, just keep them. So yeah, I didn't get to grow up in a good environment, right? There was always a lot of like abuse and stuff like that, and you know, so I had my stepfather. He wasn't my real father even, so I used to get a lot of my sister's lashings, you know, like she'd do something stupid and then I would get it, you know. I'd be like, what the fuck, you know. And then he'd look at my sister too. He'd look at her right after he hit me and be like, yo, you want to get that? And my sister's like, no. And she's like, and he'd be like, smarten up then, man. Fuck, don't be like your brother. I didn't even fucking do anything. I'm the one getting hit. I'm 9 years old. I haven't even done shit yet. Like, the worst thing I probably did at 9 years old was like throw rocks at the trains and shit like that down at fucking in the exhibition area in Parkdale. We used to throw rocks at the trains. Fuck, but more other than that, like, I hadn't done anything wrong. Like, what the fuck, spit? You know? Don't be like your brother. So maybe sometimes, you know, things are embedded, you know? Things are embedded in you, and sometimes that makes you who you are, right? And maybe all those beatings and shit like that, it was like, it said to me something, and then it took me down the path that I went. Right? I went down a bad path. Like, I think, me personally, my because like I said before, I'm educated, and I was able to get a chance to get like a good education, right? And what I took, like the psychology and shit like that, I'm like, I took after doing all those courses was that, like, I was sexually assaulted when I was a kid, okay? And I never said that to nobody for like 30 years. Nobody knew. Never told a soul. And then one day, me and my friend, we're all high on E. Me, him, his girl, and we used to go parties and whatever, and it was like, I just came out and said it. We're all high on E and stuff. And I said, and it was like, whoa, that felt so fucking good, man. And it was like, and it wasn't the E talking either. It wasn't even the E. It didn't feel good because I was like high on E. It fucking felt good because that was on my fucking conscience in my head for all those years. And they're both like, they were just both looking at me like, yeah, okay, buddy. Yeah, okay, that happened, sure. They didn't even believe me. They thought I was joking. Right? So I think growing up, I put on this really hard, like, persona and exterior, so that people wouldn't look at me and say, oh, that guy was, this happened to him, or oh, this, because like when you're young you don't know, right? You don't know what the fuck's like what you know what I mean? I didn't know what was happening to me back then, what it was really what it was, you know. I just knew it wasn't right. And then so yeah, I was like I didn't want to be called a fag or whatever like that, or fuck whatever, right? I love girls, bro. That's me all day, right? But back when you're 13, that's happening to you, and I'm getting off, and then he'd get off. The faster I get off, he'd get off. So I was trying to get off fast, man, and get this fucking guy out of here, bro, so that I can just fucking, like, you know what I mean? It was the worst time of my life. That was probably the worst time of my life. But I think then, but that's around the time that I really started getting hard into gangs and, you know, like that whole street life. And I got hard into it. Like, at one time in life, man, I was fucking big people out here, bro. I had a lot of control. I still have my thing. I can just do whatever I want, but it was just different. Like, I could just go pick up 20 kilos of cocaine and whatever. Like, now I could fucking probably get you a half a ball. I can get you an ounce with the money. I can get you a key, but I'd have to have the money. You know what I mean? Back then, I didn't need to have no money. Just me, myself, my presence was good enough. How much do you want? Give me 20, and that was it. Now I don't even know where these places exist. You know what I mean? I don't even know where these places are now. Like, they're not in the same spots. They're afraid of fucking me coming back and robbing them. Probably, right? But you know, I so want to change my life, like to a better part. Like, be that good person that I've supposed to been. You know, not this like hard, mean, and like whatever, like person that I've tried to be, right? Because it's not really me. I'd rather be humble and fucking, you know, just have good vibes than have negativity and bullshit and nonsense.
Well, that goes along with your thing that you originally said, where negativity attaches to negativity, and
yeah,
it snowballs, right?
Yeah,
and not stop.
It's slippery slope.
Yeah.
You know,
and you only want to feel like shit so many times.
Exactly. You know, everyone, you just want to feel good, and that's even like we said earlier, like, you know, you want to feel accepted almost, or you want to feel like saw, or like, you know what I mean, known, or like, it's like, I'd like to die and people be like, yo, remember that guy? And remember that time that blah 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 blah. He
was an incredible artist.
Yeah,
and he influenced
whatever.
Many people. Yeah.
See, and I don't see anything like that. Like, when I'm doing my drawings, I don't see anything like that. Like, some people look at it and they're like, what the fuck? Me, I just look at it as just something that I just did out of boredom. You know, like, I used to be able to draw portraits. Like, I could draw you to a T. It would blow your mind. It's like, now my hands are so bad and they hurt so bad. It's like, even in the morning, like, it's like I can't even open a bag of chips. I can't even open a bag of fucking chips. Like,
do you have arthritis?
Man, I don't know what it is. It just hurts bad. My hands, like all my joints up in here. You know, it's like from fighting a lot. Like, I've been fucking fighting my whole life. I've probably been in over I don't even want to like, I will say 1,500 fights. Like, straight up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in jail, you're always, especially if you're white, bro, and you're acting hard, you expect to get into a lot of fucking fights, and I did. I got a lot of fights and knocked a lot of people out and got a good rep because of it. And, you know, I was a good fighter. Like, I boxed when I was a kid too, right? I could have went pro, but choices in life. I got into a car. Well, yeah, it's a choice in life, because I made the choice to steal a car, and because I stole that car that night, I got into a car accident, and the car accident put me in a coma and fractured my skull and down, fractured this whole side here, frontal lobe damage and whatnot, and then yeah, it put me on like a kind of layaway. I was like on a layaway. I was 15 years old on layaway. I was like, what do I do now with my life? And yeah, I decided to really go hard. You know, start fucking around with guns, playing with guns and stuff, and you know, really telling people what to do, right? And you know, just being a different person. But it's like, even back then I saw it and I was like, this ain't me. There's something else. I just knew. I knew. There's something else. And then these bad events would happen where I should have been dead. And then I'm like, why am I here right now, man? Like, what the fuck is so special about me? Why am I still like, maybe I'm only here to have to go through the pain and the suffering of the event, right? Because I gotta live with it. I gotta live with remembering it and, you know, visualizing it or whatever. You know, sometimes they say the good die young. Why do they say the good die young? Why would it be so good to die young? Because it's so shitty on our earth that we coexist on, right? So different ways to look at things. You know, it's that half full or half empty. You know, the glass thing. You know, is the glass half full or half empty in your eyes? You know, it's just all depends on the situation. You know, what's better for what's better for you? It's like, you know what I mean? Everyone's trying to appease the other person instead of trying to appease himself, right? By overachieving. See, me, I call myself an overachiever that underachieved, right? Till now, right? You know, I'd be in school, sitting in school, looking at the things that were being put on that board, and like, what is this nonsense? Like, really, like, this is so stupid. What am I gonna use with this? Am I like a conversational piece? Like, that's all you are doing for me right now, is being able to be social and talk. That's it. Mathematics. It's all that was really useful in all of school. That and English, literature, and shit like that. That's it. Nothing. They didn't teach you shit in school. Be social. Now people making billions off of social media. Billions of dollars off of social media, off of the computer. They're not even doing nothing. All they do is talk or whatever. You know, do something stupid. And they're making X amount of money. Just wild. The things that are out there and at our reach, but we don't reach for that. You know, you reach for your camera, right? I'll reach for my pen. You know, it ain't making me no money right now, but who knows? Maybe I can turn into something. Have my own business line or whatever, and who knows? I've had ideas. You know, I've had many ideas. Like I said, I've been in jail most of my life, right? So I've had lots of time just to think and, you know, try to understand, you know, certain things. You know, because understanding something is vital, right? You know, you're one step ahead of the person that does know. You know, you have that advantage. You know, having an advantage in anything in life is a must. You know, advantage. I tell a person, I said, do you know that in movies there's always a part you've never seen before? And the person's like, no, what the fuck are you talking about? And I said, so, say you went to the bathroom. You were watching a movie in the bathroom? They're like, no. I said, so whatever was happening then, you missed that spot. So the next time you saw that movie, you would have seen it and be like, oh fuck, I don't remember that spot. That's because you went to the bathroom. You know, a lot of people don't realize that, and it's like because I hear people say, I've never seen that part before. We've seen this movie before, and I'm just in my head thinking, yeah, because you kept on getting up, going to the bathroom because you were drinking and fucking this, you know. But yeah.
What I don't know. Do you find, like, when you're walking around or like when you're sitting by your tent or whatever, people are kind of a little bit nervous about you or anything like that, or do you like?
Yeah, I feel that. I've felt that before this. I felt that like all my life.
Can you? Yeah. Like what do you think would help people to like break that down? Like
there's nothing.
Just trying to live, you know.
There's nothing. Just be yourself. Just do you. That, like, I don't worry about other people, right? Like, real talk. I don't worry about what another person, like, is thinking about, or what they can do, or what they're capable of doing, or why. Who cares what I'm capable of, or whatever. Like, you know, I'm not gonna do you nothing. I've never hurt nobody in my life that didn't have it coming to them. Never, ever, ever, ever. Never did. I did what I had to do in life because I had to do it, right? People hurt me, or you know what I mean, or rob me, or whatever, and then there's retaliation, right? That's the way the streets are, you know. But some people are more like, you know, they're out there hurting people because it makes them feel good or whatever. I wasn't like that. Like, when I boxed, I liked the box. I liked the sport of it, because it was mental, right? It was smart. There's a lot to it, right? You know, learning your opponent, you know, his movements, his strides, and, you know, and yeah, man, my memory sometimes lacks. Like, so sometimes, like, I'll be talking and then I'll forget, like, what we were like even talking about, like what was the thing. But yeah, you asked me about people, what they think and what. Yeah, people are too fixated on their, you know. It's like, okay, you got a Prada purse. So what? I got a Gucci wallet. You don't see it because it's in my pocket. You have it on your fucking arm. So you're dumb. You have a fucking, you know what I mean? You have $1,500 written right on your arm. So, sir, you should be afraid of someone that might look like me. But I'm not gonna be that guy that's gonna take your Prada purse. I'm not gonna take a Gucci purse or whatever. You know what I mean? That'd be so stupid. That's petty. You know? But people don't know. They see tattoos and they see whatever. And it's like, oh, bro, I'm wearing, like, you know, $200 jeans, a fucking $100 shirt, $150 shirt, look like, you know, $200 shoes. Like, you know, I dress like every day, not like that. You know, it's like I don't dress like a fucking bum. You know, like, I don't think. You know, but because of tattoos, it's a big thing, right? My mom, she got so mad. She's like, your fucking face, man. She's like, you're so fucking stupid. She's like, why did you do that? And I don't know, fuck. I guess it goes back to that whole childhood thing, right? Trying to be, you know, hard and persona, right? Like, don't get it twisted. I am hard. Trust me. Like, I fight, I bang, I fucking, I'm a bad motherfucker, but I'm a good person, right? I was only bad in things like that when need be, right? You know, like me protecting my sister and my girlfriend, or, you know, shit like that. Like, you know, people are just so quick to point the finger somewhere else. You know, it's like, you started the situation by looking at me. Let's say take this. Let's make a situation. Sitting on a bus. I look over. You looking at me because, you know, I got jewelry and I got purse, whatever, and say I was in a bad state of mind. I would never do this, but I'm saying it's another person, right? You never know, like what the fuck you looking at, lady? What the fuck? And then now you just caused your own problem because of your own fear or your own judgment of another person that doesn't have nothing to do with you. Right? It's true. If you look at it like that, whose fault really is the robbery taking place? Is it the person that did the robbery, or is the person that was looking at the person because they were afraid that they might have their purse stolen? Right? Mental health is a big thing, right? Like, I know I have mental health issues. Fuck. You know, but I think everybody has mental health issues. It's just what kind you have and how severe. You know what I mean? It just depends on that. You know, like OCD, mild case, hard case. You know, OCD is a big one. You know, like obsessive compulsive disorder. That's huge, man. Like I have it. I do something, it's like I gotta repeat it. And it's like, it's like, what the fuck? And it consumes time and this and that. I got out of that. I stopped doing things like that because it's time consuming, right? And me wasting my time, I'm not going to be able to find out what good things I'm going to be able to, you know, get done in life. Because it's true. Like, I watched this one thing on the news about this dude that had obsessive compulsive disorder, and the guy used to take him sometimes 3 hours to 4 hours just to get out of the house, just to start to get out of the house, just to tap everything 6 times, 10 times, whatever. He had this routine, and if he fucked up once, he had to start all over again. And sometimes he'd do the same routine like 100 times before he can get out of his house. And he would not leave his house until he had that routine perfectly down pat. Because if he didn't touch that lamp 6 times, his brother was gonna get hit by a car. If he didn't touch that doorknob 5 times, his niece was gonna get whatever. There was a reason for everything too. It was so wild, and I'm like, holy fuck. Like, I've never been like that. Like, you know what I mean? That's serious compulsive disorder. Like, but you know, that just shows you, like, and those are mild cases. Like, you know, there's people that are like, you know, paranoid schizophrenic and shit like that take like high doses of like Seroquel and all these like drugs that just make them zombies, and then they lash out and have these episodes or whatever, right? You know, like I had a friend on Seroquel when it first came out. The guy's a vegetable now. The guy before Seroquel was normal. I don't even know why he started taking it. Oh yeah, sleeping. They put him on it for sleeping, and then because I guess there's something in it, and it makes it you need more and more and more and more and more and more. Yeah, so you get immune to it, and then next thing you know, you're taking antipsychotic doses and shit. He's not even psychotic. He's not even fucking remotely psychotic. Now he's drooling on himself and shit.
Yeah,
guy literally drools on himself.
That's the thing. I find prescription medications and things like that, psychosis drugs and whatnot, they actually end up doing a little bit worse.
Yeah.
For people's psyche, you know, it's like an endless loop.
I've been on gabapentin. I don't take it right now, but I should be taking it. But I've been on gabapentin for like 15 years, and it's like the best thing. Like, it's Lyrica, gabapentin, Neurontin, and it makes me in a good mood. You know, it makes me, like, you know, want to do things. You know, it motivates me. Like, you know what I mean? I find when I'm not on it, I don't want to do anything. I just want to vegetate. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I just smoked a joint, but I didn't even smoke a joint. It's like, it's weird. You know, the other day, I'm sitting in Jay's institutionalism. Sitting in Jay's tent, and we smoked this joint, and it had like grappa or something, I think it's called. And I never done it before, but it's supposed to make you feel like visual and like with nature and like whatever. Like, it's like, it made me feel so retarded. I couldn't think. I couldn't find words. Like, he left the tent and he came back, and I was trying to think of something to say. The whole time he was gone, he was probably gone 20 minutes. I was trying to think of something to say the whole time, and I never thought of anything to say to him. And the minute he walked in the room, I thought of something to say. I was like, yo, bro, I've never felt this retarded in my life. And he's like, what? I said, I don't know, man. And it was like, also, I never had the drugs that I do. I never had any of those that day. I was like feeling kind of shitty from that. And then smoking that stuff, like, you know what I mean? Just made my whole head just not itself. And I was just like, I just sat here the whole 20 minutes and tried to think of what I was gonna say to you when you came in. Like, it fucking really mattered. Like, you were thinking about what I was gonna say to you or what you were gonna say to me while you were out there. You know what I mean? I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was a total brain like malfunction. Right? So it kind of scared me, and I was just like, for a second, I was kind of taken back. Because even with my head injuries and all that stuff, I've always been good with my words, right? Like placing the right words and in time, and you know, not even to think of like a word to put in order with the multitude of other words I'm trying to give this person to understand what I'm trying to say. You know, and yeah, it was a weird situation. Really fucked up. And then we smoked another one, and I left. Went on with my day and fucking tripped out and buzzed out. That stuff is, I wouldn't recommend it.
Grappa?
Grappa or grabba or...
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's some weird shit. It's like a spice.
Oh.
And it's like weed, and you mix it like with the weed and smoke it like with the weed, and it makes it more intense and like kind of visually. Almost like a peyote-ish kind of buzz. But I've never even done peyote either, and people tell me that's what it's like. It's like peyote.
And it's just like a grocery store spice that you can buy?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. At some Indian store. You know. It's fucking crazy shit. Grabba.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't know.
It grabbed me, and it literally made me stupid. So yeah. I didn't like that. That wasn't a good thing.
You don't want to feel stupid. You want to be heightened. You don't want to be...
Yeah, and exactly. You know, I want to learn something. Like, you know, that's why I read so much. When I was in jail, that's all I did was read, work out, play bridge, you know, like study. You know, I loved reading. It just took me away. You know, took me away somewhere else. Even if it was just like a James Patterson or a John Grisham book or something like that. You know, just for those several hours while I was reading that book, right, I was like somewhere else in that world that person was creating for me. And that's also something that I've wanted to do, because like I said, I'm good with my words and stuff, right? I've written shit. I've written before, right? And maybe I'll write. You know, like now I'm sitting here in a tent all the time in the world. You know what I mean? I thought of that. Maybe it's writing. Maybe I'm supposed to write. Maybe I should start writing. You know, about my life or about like just stories that I can, like, with messages. You know what I mean? But make them real, like say my experiences, but with different people, it's characters and stuff like that. But you know what I mean, and make them characters, and maybe even like, you know, like how like John Grisham, not John Grisham, James Patterson has that one guy, Alex Cross. You know, could be some, like, you know, little could be anything, like an animal even, or fucking could be whatever. But let's just have a message. Because that's what people need, right? They need the right positive messages to understand and be able to do like what's good and what's right. You know, like the Bible. Like they say, the two conversations in this world that can go on for an existence is the conversation about biblical stuff and politics. Right? So the Bible, I believe, like, you know, there's something, who knows what it is. I haven't been shown it. So, does this Bible exist? I'm not one to say no, but I don't think it is true. I think it was a way of just kind of having control, you know, like, you know, mental control, you know, like, if I do bad, God's gonna punish me, you know, you know, and it's taught at right when you're a child. Pray, you know, go on hands, knees, pray.
The
You know,
commandments.
yeah, you know, like you're taught all these things as a child to form you as an adult, right? You're formed. We're formed. We're you know, we're like a walking billboard. You know, like we walk around and, like, you know, our billboard is whatever we're good at, whether it's talking, dressing, fashion, sports, whatever the fuck. Right? We're just, you know, it just sucks that it has to be that way. You know, like, you know, someone might not be your friend because you wear like $60 shoes. You wear shoes from Walmart. So you know what? They won't talk to you or be your friend because all they wear is Prada or, you know, like, you know, high-end name brand shit like Gucci and fucking Fendi and, whatever else. You know, whatever's big out there and has like fucking 3 commercials for it. If you're not wearing it, no. I can't be seen with you wearing fucking Reeboks. Or fucking, it's so stupid. You know? Yo. Just having some combo. Oh shit, my nigga. It's my brother.